Hello and welcome to Chris Veve Journey. We just got the Medium article about the Star Wars ship drop, the spaceship drop, and I want to talk about it. Here we are, Star Wars Vehicle Collection Series 1, dropping Friday, the 30th of September at 8 AM PT, only on Veve. So, yeah, we already seen the preview image here. That is Darth Vader's TIE Fighter from Episode 4. The model looks pretty legit, I think, in my opinion. It doesn't... Okay, it's not loading, whatever. It looks pretty good. Interestingly enough, if you look at this part, the Star Wars Vehicle Series 1, the Star Wars Vehicle Collection makes its debut with Darth Vader's personal TIE Fighter, first seen in Star Wars Episode 4 A New Hope. The collection will also feature items from Obi-Wan Kenobi, the all-new D+ event, now streaming on Disney+. This actually makes me think that this drop was delayed, because the Obi-Wan Kenobi show already wrapped up. We didn't get anything Obi-Wan Kenobi related during the event, and the all-new Disney Plus event, it's not really new anymore. So I think this drop might have been planned at a sooner date, and for whatever reason was delayed. Maybe they were working on the ships. That would be a good thing, I guess. So, as I said before, the Darth Vader one, the TIE Fighter, is the common. This is a pretty famous ship. It's not like the Millennium Falcon, but I would say between Star Wars fans, this is like top 5 at least. I think for a few people top 3, but in general I would say like top 5 of the ships. Pretty epic. I mean, the most epic ones is the Millennium Falcon, the X-Wing itself. I mean, there's the Death Star, but technically that's more of a space station. So if we stay true to starships, so I guess it's more of a top 3 ship, in my opinion at least. Others will put it at top 5. It also depends which ships will you put in perspective. The regular TIE Fighter, or will you think about ships that were mainly in video games, etc, etc. So, but yeah, top 5 ship for sure in my opinion. And just like with the Star Trek ship, I think it's really well done. They don't look too spectacular, but you have to remember this is a model that was made in 1977. It was the first time models like this were used in such an environment. Before that, they used, let's say less modern filming techniques. So these were pretty expensive. That was really something very new back then, groundbreaking even. So the design might look a little bit dated, but all in all, I think how they went with it, they did a good job. You see some weathering in the small parts here at the wing. Like, this is something that is pretty important, I guess. There's some weathering going on around it, and just makes it look a little bit dirty. Looks a little bit like ambient occlusion. That's basically a little bit more shadow in parts where the light has problems to hit, and this is usually at sharp edges. So I think that is pretty well done. I haven't looked at reference images from the original pieces, so I'm not quite sure if every little piece here is 100% correct, but it doesn't really matter. There's always something like artistic interpretation of the model, so they don't even have to look alike. Actually, even if you look at TV shows and movies, it's not like all the models they use always look alike. There are actual differences. Like if you look at Star Trek, the ships made some major differences when they built different models. So Nobody notices at first sight, but there's like quite the difference in the models. So what I want to say is, even if this isn't 100% accurate with the filming model, that wouldn't be too bad. The overall shape and design has to fit, and it does fit very well. And I think this is a great chip. And I think as soon as we have an opportunity in the app to change the lighting, these will be very, very great, and you will be able to use them very, very realistically. Actually, I have to say the spaceships are the ones that, in my opinion, look best in the app, because spaceships in general are pretty well made for something like a low poly 3D environment. Yeah, that's it. I'm just starting babbling around. So yeah, I think it's a great model. Lightning will do the most important thing, and as soon as we have control over the light, you will be able to do some pretty fantastic stuff with it. Pretty dope ship. Has 11,888 editions, and it is a blind box and a list price of 80 gems. I'm really see, there's one thing that is interesting. So these also say they are 1:1 scale. This is exactly what we had with the Star Wars model and some other models, that they say 1:1 scale. And the 1:1 stuff is always pretty expensive. I mean, this is almost 12,000 editions. 80 bucks is expensive. The Star Wars Warbird was also pretty expensive with 120. I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. I don't think that you could argue that this is more challenging to build. Actually, for someone who is really good in modeling in a 3D program, has less problems modeling such a spaceship, but it would be way more challenging to model characters. And characters are in general cheaper. So I don't know, there has to be something going on with the 1:1 scale models. I mean, back when I started in Veve, I had this idea that the Enterprise in 1:1 would be awesome, and that maybe in the Veveverse could be used as a means for mass transportation, and people would be come aboard your ship to be transported to different places of the Veveverse, and they would pay an Omi. I don't know. I mean, I no longer really think that is what is going on, but I don't know, with these prices, I don't know. I feel like these things are still important and will be very important for the Veveverse. So that's the second one, because it's a blind box, and that's the Skies. And the Skies is the one from the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. So I don't know what the Star Wars community has to say about the ship. Actually, I've never seen someone talk about it. It's just a very recent thing, and I wasn't around these places where people still talk about, because it can be a really toxic environment. But I'm not too fond of the Star Wars of this ship design. I don't think it's super awesome. I really don't. Even hard to tell if it's well done. In my opinion, it looks a little bit too much brown-ish for whatever reason. I think it looks way more like a black ship in the show, but might be wrong here. So this is also 1:1 scale, and this is an ultra rare with only 2,888 editions. So that's 11,888 versus 2,888, which means you need to be quite lucky if you buy a blind box that you will get the Skies instead of the TIE Fighter. And honestly, I would rather have the TIE Fighter, but I would also love to complete the set and have the Skies. And let me show you something. It doesn't say it here, but I'm pretty sure this thing will be animated. Because, as you can see here from the show, as soon as the video starts, the wings are in a different position when it is flying, and then the wings go up when it is going to land. That's pretty interesting. We also see here at the bottom of the ship, you can see there's the landing pad, right? You can see those. So I think, in my opinion, this will be animated so that when you click on it, the wings will either go up or go down, and maybe even the landing pads will move inwards and move outwards. That would be cool. If it's not animated and this is what you get, good luck. I don't know. Then I wouldn't even want it. If this is not animated, then I don't even know how this would be interesting for the Veveverse, because how the hell would you even fly with it when it's always in landing position? So this only makes sense if it is animated. If it's not animated, I don't know. I don't know what the price is going to be. I don't know. My opinion, there's so many of the TIE Fighter that I don't see it holding the 80 gem price for floor. And the Skies is less. That's way less editions, but it's still almost 3,000 editions. People are not too fond of starships, and especially starships that are, yeah, not very well known. So I guess this one will have a hard time to stay at drop price even, and it has to be animated so it would stay above the drop price. If it's not animated, I don't see that above the drop price, and neither would I see the TIE Fighter above drop price. So that is going to be interesting. I don't know if I will go for the drop. I have to think about it. I really have to think about it. I have enough gems for one. Oh wait. Well, I maybe could buy 2 boxes, but I would never buy 2 boxes. So maybe I could go for one, hoping for the ultra rare when it's animated. I mean, maybe it won't even be sold out so fast. There's a pretty high probability it wouldn't sell out that fast. So you might even be able to look at the Skies when it hits the market, see if it is animated, because I expect it to be animated. And if it's animated, you would still have an opportunity to buy it. If it's not sold out, I don't know, 15k editions, right? That's almost 15k editions. Yeah, hard to tell. I don't know. Still don't know what I'm going to do myself. I mean, look, you could go for the blind box, or you could just go and buy Warbird, because those are less than 80 on the secondary market. That's a tough call. Right now, that's a tough call. Also, like I said, I'm more interested to buy in the marketplace right now, because I don't want to spend too much money on Veve, or I don't want them to earn too much money. So I rather go to the marketplace where they have less of an earning from me, because I want to give them as little money as possible to make sure they might notice that I need the drops to happen differently. So I have to say, this is, I mean, drop wise, this is a good drop. The interesting ship is the common. It's very attainable, I would say, with that edition size. Price, it's a bit pricey, but I don't mind things being pricey in that range. It just keeps flippers away, and I mean, either you love it or you don't, right? If you don't love it, you might not spend so much money on it. And the ultra rare, I mean, that would be pretty cool. I mean, if the ultra rare is animated, so it's an animated special ultra rare, it's a little bit more scarce. It would make sense if they would switch them out, and this one would be the common, and the TIE Fighter would be the ultra rare. That would be nerve-wracking. So good choice, good choice, good choice. What Veve did here, I guess. So I'm fine with the drop. That's it. That's all I have to say about this drop. I don't know. Leave a like. Please subscribe if you haven't, and let me know what you think in the comments. I mean, really let me know what you think in the comments. I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say. And let's say I didn't get many comments lately, so go in. I love the interaction with you guys. So yeah, that's it. I'm out. Bye bye.